Okay, getting that first paycheck? I mean, what a feeling, right? All that hard work finally pays off and lands in your bank account. But you know that number you see? That's really just the start of the story. So today, we're going to be your field guide. We're going to follow the incredible journey your money takes, right from the moment you earn it.
Have you ever had that moment? You see the big number on your pay stub. You're all excited, and then you look at your actual bank account, and it's less. It's smaller. It feels like some kind of magic trick, right? Like, poof, some of your money just vanished. Well, where does it really go? That's the mystery we're going to solve today. All right, let's dive into Section 1. Our whole story starts with that one big number, the very first one you see on your pay stub. You know the one. It's the exciting, full amount that reflects all your hard work before a single thing gets taken out.
So that top line number has a name. It's your gross pay. The easiest way to think about it is as your total unfiltered earnings. It's the full amount your employer said they'd pay you for your work before a single penny gets touched for anything else.
Okay, to make this all a little less abstract, let's work with a number. Let's say your gross pay for the week is a nice, round $1,000. We're going to follow this specific $1,000 on its entire adventure, from start to finish.
Okay, so now for the good part, the magic trick. Let's put on our detective hats and investigate the case of the vanishing money. We're going to find out exactly why that $1,000 seems to shrink before it ever makes it to your bank account. And it turns out the culprits have a name: deductions. These are just all the different amounts that get subtracted from your gross pay. Now, some of these are required by law, and others are things you might have chosen, like putting money away for retirement or your health insurance plan.
One of the biggest deductions you're always going to see is something called FICA. Now, this isn't some random fee. It's a really important federal tax that actually funds Social Security and Medicare. You can think of it as your contribution to a national safety net. You know, one that helps out retirees, people with disabilities, and provides healthcare for seniors. So let's look at how this breaks down. If you picture our $1,000 of gross pay as a whole pie, a slice gets taken out for FICA taxes. Then another slice goes to any other deductions you might have. And what's left over? That biggest piece of the pie, that's your actual take-home pay. See? Just like that. Mystery solved. No magic involved. All right, the money has made it through the deduction gauntlet, and it's finally in your bank account. So, what now? Well, this is where you start making choices. And honestly, the best financial decisions always start with understanding the huge difference between what you need and what you want. First up, there's what's called your disposable income. This is basically the money you have for your needs. It's the cash that's available to cover all your essential living costs. We're talking about the absolute must-haves, right? Rent, food, utilities, getting to work, that kind of stuff. Okay, so after you've paid taxes and covered all of those necessities, whatever is left over, that's your discretionary income. And this is the fun money. It's what you get to use for your wants, all the things you enjoy but don't strictly need to get by. So, to put it really simply, disposable income keeps a roof over your head and food on the table. Discretionary income is for that streaming subscription, your coffee habit, or maybe saving up for a vacation. Seriously, understanding this difference, it's the bedrock of any good budget. It's that important. So we followed a single paycheck from earning it to spending it. Now let's zoom out a bit. Let's move from that weekly or bi-weekly flow of cash and take a look at the much bigger picture, your total financial health. This is like taking a snapshot of where you stand financially at this very moment. On one side of this snapshot, you've got your assets. An asset is really just anything you own that has value. We're talking about the cash in your bank account, your car, maybe even stocks or other investments if you have them. And then, on the other side of the coin, you have debt. It's pretty simple. This is any money you owe to someone else. Think student loans, what's left to pay on your car, or any balance you're carrying on a credit card. So your total financial snapshot is really just the balance between these two things. You've got your assets, which add to your net worth, and you've got your debts, which subtract from it. And, the big goal for a healthy financial life is pretty straightforward. Grow the asset side, and, at the same time, manage or shrink the debt side. Look, since debt is reality for a lot of us, let's spend our last section just demystifying the whole world of borrowing. Because trust me, when it comes time to make a big purchase, like a car or eventually a house, knowing these terms is absolutely crucial. So that ability to borrow money with the promise to pay it back, that's what we call credit. And it can be a really powerful tool. It lets you get things you need now and pay for them over a longer period. The key phrase, though, is used responsibly. Now, how do lenders decide if they want to give you credit? They look at your credit score. The best way to think of this is like your financial report card. It's a number, usually somewhere between 300 and 850, that basically tells them how likely you are to pay back your loans. The higher your score, the less risky you look, and that usually means you get better deals, like lower interest rates.
So how does a basic loan actually work? Well, it's a pretty clear process. First, you borrow the main amount of money, which is called the principal. Second, you start making regular payments back to the lender. Third, those payments go toward paying back that principal plus a fee called interest. And fourth, every time you make a payment on time, you're building a positive credit history, which helps you in the future. Let's break that down. That initial amount of money you borrow, that's the principal. So if you take out a loan for $5,000 to buy a car, your principal is $5,000. Simple as that. It's the starting number.
And what about that fee you pay for the privilege of borrowing their money? That's the interest. It's basically the cost of the loan, and it's almost always calculated as a percentage of the principal. This is how lenders make money, and it's the reason you always end up paying back more than the original amount you borrowed.
So, there you have it. From gross pay all the way to interest, you now have the basic vocabulary to really understand your own financial story. You can track your money from the second you earn it to how you use it to build the life you want. Think of these terms as your toolkit. The only question left is, what story are you going to write with them?